Oh yeah, I've been working my way round the bonnet, grill, sorry, the grill, the bumper, the diffuser on the front, and this part of the bumper, and now I'm going to deal with some scratches. Now, I think you can just see there's quite a long scratch runs along this area, you can see, and then as we go round onto the bumper, now bearing in mind this has been run down a privet or something similar, we're starting to find the scratches that are going to be all along this side of the car. And as you can see, some of them are deeper than others. I've already got some out that was on the lower spoiler, but there's quite a few to deal with on this corner of the bumper, and then as you'll see they do stretch along the wing and worse on the lower parts. So as you can see, there's quite a lot to deal with on here, but I'm sure they'll come out, so I'm going to get at it and I'll give you a look after. And this one here continues over the wing, as you can probably see, goes quite a way. So I'm going to start cutting it now, see how we get on. Right, the rest of it though, got virtually every mark out. Right, it's starting to look good. So I'll see you in a bit. Well, that was the third set, and it's removed the worst of the scratches from this top part. I've run over onto the door to get the additional bits of scratching that continue along the car, because if I left this and done 3 stages of polishing and then cut that, then I'd be having to polish this again. But it's looking good, so I'm going to carry on. I'll show you the results in a minute. Right, let's have a look at the results of this wing. These are where all the scratches were leading up to the wing. And if you remember, they all run up here. Gone all the way around now, and to the lower side of the wing that was quite bad. And all the edge leading up to the door. So that's a bit of a result. I've been working on the top half of the door, and that's getting close. The bottom still isn't been done, and you can certainly see the difference between the finishes. So I'm going to carry on now, get the bottom half of the door done, and it's coming on quite well. Got there is a couple of little nicks that I can't get out because they're right on the edge and they're quite deep, but other than that, it's a better result than I anticipated. Right, I'll get on with the bottom of the door and we'll have a look. See you later. As you can see, I'm now on the back door, and there is some nasty scratches on this panel. This has gone down a bush or a privet at some point, and this is what floral scratches look like. Now I'm just going to check the paint readings again, really see how close I am as to whether I can actually get these out. But got the ones out the door that wasn't quite as bad, they've come out well. So I'm just going to recheck everything and start on this back door, but I'm starting here at the bottom where it's worse. Obviously the wheel arch area is quite deep. I'll have a go and we'll see. Well, I'm going to have a little bit of a break from polishing for an hour, and I'm going to start, you can see I've already started knocking this down by hand with a block, but I'm going to knock this all down now with a DA sander. It's got to be prepped so that the Raptor will have something to grip to. So I'm just going to go over it with 240 grit paper and see how it looks and feels. The Raptor's very thick, so you don't need to get it to a finish that you would if you was going to spray paint a car body. So you just got to make sure that it's not sort of 80 grit coarse, else you have to put the Raptor on thicker. But I've not used the Raptor before in aerosol form, or any form for that matter, but I've seen it used plenty of times. So this is going to be a first for me, and I thought I'd share the process. So basically I'm going to get flatting, and then I'm going to give them a good wash down and use a degreaser and everything. Check it over, see how it is, and then I'll have to start cleaning up and masking off everything that's got threads in it. These end caps I was going to remove, but I've decided that it'll look a bit strange with the end caps not the same, so I'm going to prepare them and paint them as well. And not only that, the bolts feel like they might snap, and I don't want to snap any bolts. As you can see, they corrode quite badly in a short place of time, or space of time even. So I'm going to have a go with the DA and see what it looks like. I'm sure it's going to be okay. You know, I mean, I've already started, like I say, by hand, and that'll be okay, but it's just quicker with the DA, so I'm going to get on with that. So I'll see you a little bit later when we've got somewhere. Right, I've been over this step with the DA sander, and I've feathered out everywhere where it looked like it was loose or going to chip. If I didn't feather it out, it would either look like a lump or a puddle. So everything that looked flaky I've taken out, and now there don't appear to be a way of getting this chrome insert out of here without destroying it. So I'm going to clean it all up first, because this will be masked off, and I don't want to be cleaning it after I've coated it. So for this I'm using some Auto Sol and a little bit of Scotch Brite pad. So I'm going to clean this up, and then I'm going to take the whole thing outside, jet wash it, because there's lots of crud that has got down into the edges, and I want to get it out. I don't want them visible when it's finished. You know, it's going to be a reasonable amount of work to do these, and I don't want to spoil it by leaving bits of rock sitting in the gaps. So I'll get that out with a blade or something and jet wash it all before it's etch primed. Now, because it's bare aluminium, we need to etch prime it so that it puts a coat down so that the Raptor can grip, and we don't want it lifting again, so that's what we'll be doing. But let's carry on and clean this insert up. As you can see, over the years it's got pretty shitty, and I don't want it to look like that when it's done. So I'll crack on and clean this. As you can see, there's quite a lot of debris coming out from this moulding. All the dirt off the shoes over years. So it's taking some loosening up. There's some stubborn little rocks in there, but I'm using a Stanley knife and trying to break it up by using the blade end, and then push it out using the wedge of the blade to lift it. And there's a lot coming out. You don't want this popping out while you're spraying, because it'll just fill your spray job up with dirt. So we're going to make sure it's nice and clean, and I'll spend however long it takes getting this debris out. But this method seems to be working quite well. Right, so I'm going to get on with it, because I need to hold on to the step while I'm actually pushing against it. So I'll see you later. Well, as I've been scraping, I've found even more bits that need to be sanded. Some of them are flicked up while I've been scraping the dirt out of the moulding. So what I've done now, because I'm going to be using the DA quite close, well, I might do it by hand, but either way I'm still going to be close to this moulding with the motif on. I've double taped a section where I'm going to be working, so that I don't rub sanding paper over the moulding. I've just polished it up with the Auto Sol, and it looks all right. And I don't want to have DI marks on it, or, you know, some of these I shall do with a small block and get close to get these out, because if I don't take them out, they'll start lifting with the solvent that's in the U-pole. They'll lift and then they'll start flaking again. So let's do it right first time. Right then, I'm going to get sanding again. Right, after some time of cleaning and making sure everything was squeaky clean, I've now covered all the bare metal parts with the U-Pol acid etch primer. This has had 2 coats and that's probably enough. So I'm going to leave this to stand overnight. You can see I masked off the trim, and all the bare metal is now coated. Well, that probably could do with a little bit more on there, so I'll do that now. And then it should be prepared really for the Raptor. I'm doing the one first just to see, like, as an experiment. If it doesn't come out any good, then I'll have to get them done professionally, but yeah, I believe I could do it, else I wouldn't be trying. So the preparation, I know, is done properly, and that's half the battle. So we'll see when we get to the next stage